You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. Well, finally anybody in politics is starting to ask some interesting questions about why Mark Fogel, the American teacher, is not considered wrongfully detained in Russia because, well, we've been trying to figure that out when you consider that BRITTNey Griner was labeled that and she has admitted to doing exactly what Russia said she did. And we actually saw custom video on that, right? Where she was going through a Moscow airport and they were looking through her stuff. And there's been a teacher over there since August 2021. We've done a couple of videos on him, and we're wondering, why is it completely quiet on the front of getting Mark Fogel out, but yet we're trying to get BRITTNey Griner out? Why is this not Paul Whelan and Mark Fogel? Or is BRITTNey Griner getting some kind of extra attention because she's a WNBA basketball star? Question mark? I mean, you get what I'm saying here. It looks bad. And Fogel's health, if I remember correctly, is not great. And they're preparing to send him to a labor camp. And he's also quite a bit older than BRITTNey Griner. A Pennsylvania congressman is pushing for President Biden and Secretary of State Antony Blinken to release documents showing why Mark Fogel, an American being held in Russia, was not designated as, quote, wrongfully detained. Guy Reschenthaler, a Pennsylvania Republican, introduced the resolution on Thursday seeking an explanation as to why Fogel, who has been in Russia's custody since August 2021, has not been classified as, quote, wrongfully detained. According to Reschenthaler's office, Fogel meets, quote, 6 of 11 established criteria to be designated as wrongfully detained by the State Department. It is indisputable Mark Fogel meets the definition of wrongfully detained under Levinson's criteria. Reschenthaler said in a prepared statement, yet as his health rapidly deteriorates ahead of a transfer to a hard labor penal colony, the Biden administration is still making excuses rather than following the letter of the law. They owe Congress an explanation for their inaction. U.S. Representatives Glenn G.T. Thompson and Mike Kelly, both of Pennsylvania, co-sponsored the resolution. A spokesperson for the U.S. State Department did not immediately respond to Fox News. The Robert Levinson Hostage Recovery and Hostage Taking Accountability Act establishes criteria for procedures for those who have been wrongfully detained in foreign countries. Quote, wrongfully detained designation would commit additional U.S. government resources, to securing his release and move the jurisdiction of the U.S. government's special envoy for hostage affairs. An attorney assisting Fogel's family previously told Fox News Digital. Fogel, who has worked as a teacher in Moscow for nearly 10 years, when he was stopped in an airport upon his return to Russia. He was in possession at the time of medical marijuana. Wow, the same thing? Medical marijuana his doctor recommended he take for severe chronic pain. I remember that now. That was caused by years of spinal injuries and resulting surgeries. Wow. Fogel, 60 years old, is serving what attorneys have called an exorbitant 14-year sentence for being caught in Russia with medical marijuana that he used to treat a severe back injury. So, now let's think about this a minute. People that have been very vocal about, oh my God, BRITTNey Griner got 9 years. He got 14 years. Okay, so in my opinion, they hammered the guy that was just a dude. Just a teacher. Just a dude. They hammered Mark Fogel with a heavier sentence than they gave BRITTNey Griner. That's interesting. That shoots some holes in the Putin is trying to use her as a political hostage theory. Think about that. He was detained in August 2021 when he reportedly had approximately a half ounce of medically prescribed marijuana. In June of this year, he was sentenced to 14 years in a Russian prison after he was convicted of, quote, large-scale drug smuggling, according to officials and reports. I hate to say it, but if that's the way they look at that, that's how they're going to hammer you. I've said that about Griner. Blinken revealed in late July that the U.S. had made an offer to make a deal with Russia in exchange for 2 Americans. WNBA athlete BRITTNey Griner, who has been detained at a Russian airport on drug-related charges, and Michigan security executive Paul Whelan. They both need to get out of there. Fogel and Whelan, who is serving a 16-year sentence for espionage charges that his family has rejected. Fogel is not included in the deal. My God. An attorney assisting Fogel's family with this case told Fox News in an email that Fogel fully cooperated with investigation and prosecution, submitted substantial proof of prior medical treatment of debilitating health conditions, and of his doctor's recommendation for medical marijuana. Yeah, but they're not going to look at that in Russia. I mean, I want to make sure that I'm fair here. And Russia's not going to care about his doctor's medical recommendation when he's not in the United States. Same way with Griner. And, personally speaking, I would have said this about Fogel just like I do Griner. I probably wouldn't have went over there. But I get it. You've been going over there for years. You're teaching. You're trying to better somebody over there in their society. I at least got to commend you for that. Okay? But it's not fair what they're doing to Fogel versus Griner. Why has she been moved up the priority list, and why is he being left behind? He's older and his health is bad. Do we really believe a guy with severe spinal injuries is gonna go well in a hard labor camp? Do we believe that's gonna go well for this American, this teacher? It's not. And I think we deserve some explanations. I agree with this Pennsylvania congressman. We need an explanation from the White House and the Biden administration as to why this man, this American, is being left behind. And why is the basketball player getting priority here? I mean, hello, I know this is a sports channel, but at the end of the day, we're just talking about that, just sport. That's it. All right? I would love to know why one is considered more valuable than the other. Seems to me like if we're trying to work any deals out, it should be for all three. Fair is fair, right? I don't know. I saw this and wanted to do a video on it because Fogel needs more attention in this versus BRITTNey Griner. Absolutely. Paul Whelan, too. My God. I'm sorry, but I'm not worshiping sports stars as heroes. They're not going to get priority in my book over anybody else. They're just not. Hell, I love sports, but you get the point. Tell me what you think, and do not think that BRITTNey Griner's politics is not playing a part here. Okay? We know where her politics aligned, what side of the aisle, all the different social causes that she was involved with that lights the leftist fire. Of course that plays a role here. Bullshit is what it is. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.